Welcome, guys. It's another episode of The Neutral Corner. It's Dani Glover. It's Big Lex. And today, we got our guest, my good friend, Eddie. Welcome, guys. It's another episode of The Neutral. So yeah, man, how's it going, man?
Not too bad, man. But I'm glad to be back here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's been a while.
Yeah,
so yeah, man, we're here to talk about boxing, man.
Yeah, man, good to have you back.
Yeah, man,
so,
thank you, bro.
Blessing us with your presence. Appreciate that, man.
Thank you, my bro. Thank you, my bro.
So what you been up to?
You know, it's the usual. You know, watching the fight game, MMA, boxing. I was watching the wrestling yesterday.
What, WWF?
Yeah,
WWE, sorry.
WWC, old school.
Yeah.
WWF, you said, yeah. Yeah, man.
Talking about the pandas.
Old school guys out here, come on.
Backsaw Jim Duggan.
There was
Hulk Hogan.
He was fighting.
There was the Money in the Bank. So I was watching it on TV, and then also caught up a bit of the boxing as well.
Who won the Money in the Bank?
Who won it again? John Cena.
Oh, right. He's still going.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Good job, everyone. So, yeah, man, let's get straight into this. As we've heard, breaking news today. I see Anthony Joshua signed, Dillian Whyte assigned to fight Anthony Joshua now. I know there was some isms and schisms to do with contracts, rematch clauses and money. That seems to have sorted itself out. So, yeah, I know you're the man in the know, Mr. 258 and that. So, yeah, what could you tell us?
Yeah, obviously, yeah, it's been signed on Dillian Whyte's side. There was a bit of complications, but, you know, it's always business. Boxing is business, first of all. So we have to respect fighters at the end of the day. And now they come to an agreement, so we're good to go. Yeah.
So, any idea where this fight's going to be located? Because I know Dillian was talking about he don't really want to do it in the O2 like last time, but
I mean, there's nowhere else to do it in O2. Personally, I think it's going to be in O2. I know Dillian wanted to do it somewhere else, but the way it's looking is O2 for now, which makes sense to me and to everyone else.
Yeah.
So like when he's saying somewhere else, is he talking about a different country? Are you a bigger stadium?
Stadium.
He wants the Wembley fight.
Yeah, Wembley or Tottenham. It sounds like he's talking because I don't think it's Saudi because they have to even that's makeshift anyway.
No, they won't do it in Saudi. I mean, you could do it Tottenham Stadium. You could do it.
I think it's big enough. You know,
it is big enough. It's a big enough fight. I think that fight. You know, we all know Dillian and we all know Anthony, and those two. They have problems to
put it nicely.
Yeah, and it's like, because if you look at it technically, he beat him first.
Yeah, and dropped him.
And dropped him without, and obviously, Anthony beat him the second time.
And dropped him.
So it's 1-1, technically. So Dillian still got a lot to prove. Still feels that he can get the job done, and AJ's just really relaxed about the fight. He feels that he's improved, and both improved fighters if you look at it technically.
So what do you think?
So who wanted the rematch clause in the? Who was clamoring for that?
From what I heard, it was AJ's team, not AJ. So I think like Eddie Hearn and maybe a couple of other people put it in. So when they put it to AJ, and he said AJ was the one who said, "We'll take it out then. I don't care about the rematch." That's what you must have heard that as well.
He wasn't bothered about the rematch. But what it is, Eddie Hearn's thinking, there's a fight, potential fight, end of the year in Saudi Arabia with Deontay Wilder. So that's big money. So he doesn't want to jeopardize that. So he's putting it. He's saying, "All right, let's take the rematch clause just in case." Do you know what I mean? Because if AJ loses, then they mess up the whole, you know. The Saudi thing. I mean, that's...
the Whyte takes the Wilder fight then, don't he? He basically hijacks it.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So if he beats AJ, he basically has got to get the Wilder fight. But then again, is that fight big? Wilder versus Whyte, depending on how he beats AJ. That's if he beats AJ.
Yeah.
Is that fight going to be big? Because people are going to think that Wilder's going to win anyway. People are going to kind of think that, Wilder will win that fight. But I think with AJ and Wilder will be a much, much bigger fight, generate more money.
I think so.
Yeah, so.
And I think it will. I think it will do well back in Nigeria. That one.
That's what I was saying. It would be nice for them to fight in Africa.
Well, Wilder's from Nigeria.
Yeah, he's part of Nigeria.
Right?
No, his DNA is Nigerian heritage.
Yeah. And I always said, I even spoke to AJ, I said, it would be good to do like a Rumble in the Jungle too, back in Africa somewhere, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be Nigeria, it could be Congo again, because I think if they do it in Nigeria, although Wilder has got Nigeria in him, let's be honest.
He's not the accepted son.
Yeah, let's be honest. Yeah. So that's AJ's backyard, that's home, you know what I mean? So
but what I will say is they could do it as a little Wakanda thing where, what's his name? Killmonger.
Yeah.
What's his name? Wilder can come as Killmonger, look to take T'Challa out.
You know what? Wilder will love that. I know Wilder will love to fight in Africa regardless.
Yeah, you can.
I know his mindset. I know he will fight in Nigeria regardless because for him, he'll be home. And I think he's confident in himself. So he will definitely want to fight in Africa.
Yeah, I think he'll try and channel in on some different type of powers.
Yeah, different. Some special powers, isn't it?
The Ogun, the Orisha, the Oya, the Shango, Obatala.
Trust
you know
me.
about that?
Yeah. You'll go visit all them chiefs in some ceremonies.
The spirits, yeah. So that would be good.
That'll be good for Africa as well. And definitely they need to think about doing that.
Have you got any dates for the Wilder? Not Wilder, for the Anthony Dillian fight?
It's looking like the 12th of August.
Okay.
12th of August. Like I said, O2 for now. They may change the stadium, but I don't think Eddie Hearn's going to want to do that. I don't think Eddie's going to want to go out, that complication going to the stadium when you can just do a simple final O2. Make it nice and simple.
It'll sell out quicker.
Sell out quicker and things like that. So.
Yeah, and remember, you have to remember that AJ Franklin one, it took a while to get rid of all them tickets, surprisingly. It didn't just sell out like a normal AJ thing. So this one will though. Yeah,
because people that don't know about boxing, who Franklin is, they don't know who he was, and they're like, oh, who's this guy?
So,
like, what's the they didn't really obviously we knew who he was, and we knew that he gave Dillian Whyte a good fight. He went 12 rounds and he was quite good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we knew, boxing fans knew who he was, but the hardcore boxing fans knew who he was, but the general fans didn't know, so that's why they just didn't really get into it.
Yeah. So have you spoke to AJ and how's he getting on in Texas? Because it seems Derek James has got a big old schedule ahead of him now. Yeah.
He's I spoke to him. He's loving it in Texas. Like even after the Franklin fight, he couldn't wait to go back to Texas.
Yeah.
And I think what it is, this is good for him because I think when he was there was a bit too much distractions.
Too much noise.
And he's the main man.
Yeah, especially when he's training here and training in Finchley or the one in Leicester. Too much distraction.
Loughborough. Yeah. Or Sheffield.
No,
as well.
Loughborough. He does train in Sheffield, but it's Loughborough.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so I think where he's at, he's just doing his thing. He's focused. There's no one around him like that to distract him, and he's in a good place. Training obviously with hardcore people out there, upcoming heavyweights, and he's feeling good.
Yeah. So, what's your opinion of him training out in Texas?
I think it's good, man. Like I said, he gets away from all the noise in the UK, and it's a new environment, man. A new trainer, and someone's going to give him some new ideas. And also, I don't think Derek's a yes man. Not saying he had yes man around him, but just tell him how it is and put him through the furnace. Yeah,
and I think this is a good fit because right now he's in a gym where he's not just everyone's walking in starstruck asking for pictures. Remember, you've got Errol Spence in a massive fight of the century. You've got Charlo now, Jamel, who's with Derek James, who's now signed up to fight Canelo. You've got Frank Martin. He's fighting on the 15th. I forgot who the opponent is. My bad. But he's in a fight. So Ryan Garcia. So he's in a gym of man all in camp. So everyone's just got a graft.
Yeah, and the thing that what I like about America and USA, them man, they're not starstruck. They don't care. So when he's sparring, they're trying to lick your head off. You understand what I'm saying? There's none of this trying to be nice. They're trying to. And I even saw something. He snapped. I think he done some sort of sparring, and a little bit of bruise on his eye or something. Yeah. And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because them man there, they don't care. Like, you know what I mean? They're cool with you, but once they get in the ring, there's no niceness. They're trying to lick your head off. Like, and he needs that. When men don't care, like, you know what I mean? They're trying to hurt you because they've got something to prove themselves. So he's there with proper boxers that are there to train and hurt each other. So it's good for him. And I've been saying that from time though.
Would you say the sparring in the UK is a bit too like tailored, a bit too?
No, I won't say it's too tailored. I just feel that a bit too. Don't get it twisted. There's certain people that I think what it is that people respect AJ a lot here, yeah? And it's not to say that they're doing light sparring, it's not as tough, but I just think that in America, they've got a different mindset. You know, the Americans have got a different mindset. Like, they don't care. Do you understand? And they are in there, they'll try to take you out. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I think I know what you mean. Over here, because the population is not as big, and you got to remember AJ's like running boxing over here. So when people get the call for sparring over here, they might be just so happy, like, oh my God, I've got the call. So you're just kind of happy to be in there, and it's like, all right, I don't want news to get out that I got dropped. So all right, I try not to hurt you too much, and you try not to hurt me too much. Whereas in America, it's like, what's it, Rocky 3, when he got sent to basically, what is it, the streets of Detroit or something like that, or Philadelphia, them old gym.
Rocky 3?
Yeah, with Clubber Lang when he got Brock up. They had the first fight. Clubber Lang, and then Apollo Creed took him down to that Philadelphia hood gym.
Apollo took him
so he's now in the hood. So it's like when now AJ's in America, these men don't care, and they're hungry to take his scalp.
Exactly.
So like, no, some English muffin, like, you know.
And they're training as hard as he is, even harder than he is. So he has to now keep up with them. Do you understand what I'm saying? On the way they train, because they're training hard. So I think it's a brilliant thing. I've been trying to tell him to do that from time. Personally, I think. It's all good for him to be out. So by the time he comes back, like, it'll be a different energy, different beast mode. You know what I mean? Yeah. No, it's very serious. So, did you watch the Savannah Marshall franchon Crews fight last night? Yeah. I watched it still, and like I said, so I knew Savannah was going to win that fight. I think Savannah's got better boxing than she is. But that American girl, she's a tough cookie. She took some licks, and she gave some licks back. She just was a bit wild. She was a bit too wild. But, you know, it was a good fight. But I just knew that Savannah would just have the upper hand and things like that. So, you know, it was a good fight.
I see the post-fight press conference. It got a little spicy. I don't know if you saw it with
Clarissa Shield.
Who's Clarissa Shield?
Yeah, she's at the press conference saying.
She's like
168 now, right? She has to come over to America.
She wants to go to America. That shit. I saw that. I don't know if Savannah should take that fight straight away, because I don't see
the benefit of it.
I think she needs to have one or two fights to improve a little bit on certain things. Because I didn't see anything different than what she'd done with Clarissa. So I think she should have one or two fights. She shouldn't just jump into it and fight. That's me personally. I still saw a few things that she could still improve on. You know, even though she won that fight, she didn't do nothing different than when she fought Clarissa.
And from that was a weight division, super middleweight. Clarissa Shields was champion at, and multiple belts before franchon Crews won it, like a lot of the vacant straps. So Clarissa has fought at 168 before, and I noticed there was a lot of controversy online about Savannah Marshall saying to Clarissa, "What are you gonna do? Go fight in a leisure centre and stuff like that?" Because she believes Clarissa doesn't sell tickets. But one thing I will have to point out is that yes, yesterday was 8,000 in the Manchester AO Arena, and that was a good undercard. But Clarissa's last fight against Marcela Cornejo, that was in Michigan, that was 11,750. So Clarissa actually sold more tickets than last night. So, you know, Savannah, she needs to go to America, and it'll probably sell more than that
If she goes to America.
if she goes to America, because now everyone knows who she is.
Yeah.
And it will sell, and it will help women's boxing grow in America because they're a bit more behind us. Boxing in Britain for women, we're more forward, so we're more accepting.
I don't know if they're behind. I wouldn't say they're behind us.
They are for women.
For women boxing.
Even the women say
bigger here.
Even American women say that.
Well, I wouldn't say there's a big gulf because they done Taylor and Fling in Madison Square Garden. That was one of the biggest women matches in history. So
yeah, but I
know in general
that was like a super fight.
It was a super fight, but there's not like leaps and bounds. You can't say they're so far. You know what I'm trying to say?
I'll say these days.
Living that,
I don't know how it was.
Now, she does her thing as well. What's her name?
Yeah, she comes here though.
But she comes here, but she fights over there as well.
It's not as big there though.
I don't know. Like I know you're saying it's a bit, but there's not like a massive goal.
But would you not say that boxing is bigger in the UK right now as we speak? Boxing
as a whole.
As a whole. No.
So in America? Where's the Natasha Jonases, the Caroline Dubois? There's no highlight girls out there fighting out there. No one tunes in over there.
Fair enough.
To their day-to-day women's
Remember,
boxing.
boxing culture here is bigger.
Yeah, the culture.
Yeah, so that's why a lot of Americans now like to fight here. Do you know what I mean?
Look, even
not to say that. Don't get it twisted. I want Savannah to go to America. It will be big because Clarissa she done 11,000 last time.
11,750.
I saw the last fight. There was a lot.
Yeah, nearly 12,000. Yeah.
Cash though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. And remember, even you got to think about even the little undercard fights over here, like that April Hunter versus Bavington.
Was that for the British? No,
it was for nothing. I don't think it was just a rematch because Bavington beat her the first time. There ain't no versions like that on an undercard where anyone's even tuning in, where they're proper head to heads over in America.
To be honest, they did have the first all women card. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah. You was there, innit?
Yeah.
What fight was that?
02. Savannah.
Yeah, that was
all
the
women.
main fight.
Yeah. All women though. The whole card was all women. And it's 20,000.
Oh, just all women.
Yeah, the whole card. I was working there, and they can't do that in America where it's all women.
Yeah, it's true. They can't do that.
They ain't ready for that. So So I think Savannah needs to go over and take the trip, man. I think it'll be good.
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah. So we see breaking news of we all thought that Jamal Charlo was going to get the fight versus Canelo when Canelo signed his free fight deal with PBC, and it's ended up being the smaller Charlo in Jamel. So what's your thoughts about that?
Against Canelo?
Yeah, against Canelo. The 154, the undisputed. They calling it undisputed versus undisputed.
Yeah, what weight is it going to be at? Does anyone know?
I want to know.
No, do you know?
I don't know.
No,
is it going to be? Is it going to be in the middle? Because I'm thinking. What do you want to give your opinions first, and then I'll give you mine?
I don't think they're going to put. Both of them are not going to put none of their belts on the line. I don't think.
You think so? So what do you think it's going to be?
160. I don't know.
I think so.
What do you think?
Probably 160 as well. Yeah.
I was thinking, is it going to be 160? Because if you look at the culture now of what's happened in 160, Triple G's given up every single belt now, so they're all vacant. The only belt left is Big Charlo, who ain't fought in like 2.5 years. So they must strip him by now. And then they can make some undisputed at 160, innit?
Yeah, they need to strip him. 2 years now? Has it been 2 years?
It's over 2 years.
Yeah, he needs to.
So
they need to strip something.
Because
who's the champ? Who's that guy that fought Bentley? Ain't he's the WBO champ?
No, that's regular WBA regular. Janibek.
He's WBO.
No, A.
No, I swear it was WBO.
You sure? I swear it's WBA regular.
I thought it was WBA, but correct me if I'm wrong.
When they're fine, when the Canelo fine, what day is that?
September. Yeah, it's the Mexican independence. Janibek, he's not the proper champion. It's like a.
He might be
it's a WBA regular.
I think he had the world title shot. I didn't think it was. I thought it was WBO. But
unless it's a WBO something else.
You know, when Bentley went over to Vegas and he fought.
Yeah. What belt is this? WBO middleweight. Huh. But I swear it's not the real thing though.
Nah, it is, man. Cause
is it?
It was a world title shot. He went over there for a world title shot.
So what belt does Charlo have then?
He has WBC, no? He definitely has a WBC.
A WBC, I'm sure he. Isn't WBC he has?
Yeah, he does. The big Charlo.
Yeah, he has WBC, and I know
Triple G.
Triple G fought for the IBF. I don't know if he's been stripped or not.
He's giving it up.
So he's giving up. So then WBA, I don't know where that falls.
He probably had that as well, and I think he gave that, and he had the IBO as well. So, okay, interesting. But yeah, they can have it for some belts. Or is Jamel going to jump up 2 weight divisions and try and be a 2-weight undisputed champion?
Yeah, I think that's
like a Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard thing.
If that's good for him to do that?
Nah, I don't think that's good because you can't.
Exactly. Do you see what I'm saying?
Because his brother hasn't even gone up. Not saying for his brother's sake, but the 2 divisions. I just think he should just fight at 160. If there's any vacant belts on the line, do that.
160 is better for him.
Hold your 154 belts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and then if anything, you just go back down or whatever.
But saying that, if I don't know if if you guys remember, there was once upon a time years ago when Jamel and Canelo was both 154 champions at the exact same time, and Jamel was calling for that fight from back then. Back then,
when you had the K-Rolls.
Well, it's the dread, the locks. Yeah,
he was calling that fight for time.
And if you see a picture, I posted it up. Jamel looks bigger than him walking around weight. It's just somehow he manages to drain himself down. And Canelo, you know, he's a lot shorter, but he is very stocky.
Got big thighs as well.
Yeah, big legs. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be much difference in size because Canelo can still fight at 160 because he's done it when he fought Triple G. So I don't think it's going to be like him fighting a proper big super middleweight.
No.
So I think him going up to 2 weights. Yeah, I remember Duran did it. He jumped up 2 weights, beat Sugar Ray Leonard.
When Canelo beat what's his name? Kovalev. What weight was
Kovalev, that was 175, but Kovalev was he was shot by then.
Yeah, that's what he tried to use. He thought he was gonna catch Bivol slipping like that, but Bivol was a different kind of different kettle of fish.
Yeah, he's different kind of guy. And even then, Kovalev to me was still winning that fight on points to me.
I don't know what happened. That knockdown looked like it was staged.
No,
I think the vodka caught up with him.
He just caught up with him. He just caught up with him, and that's what happened. You know.
Yeah, the Russian standard vodka. Yeah.
So, how do you see that fight going?
Which one? The Charlo. I see.
I'm edging Charlo, man.
Are you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like Canelo's deteriorating a little bit. I just feel that
his work rate's deteriorating, but you know, Charlo's very aggressive. You know.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It's very good. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to pick Canelo, but I'm only doing it out of selfish reasons. Do you know why? Because I want my nephew David Benavidez to brack him up. I need him to brack him up.
Mexican now.
No, Ecuadorian. Yeah. South American. Yeah, it's my nephew, isn't it?
So yeah.
So I'm trying to get on one side. You eat rice and peas. So
that'll be. I know. Yeah, I understand.
But we got Benavidez versus Morel. Is it Morel?
David Morel.
Yes, and that's a good fight.
That's a risky fight. I don't really like that fight, but that would be a sick fight if that comes off. And PBC, they are dominating this year when it comes to making fights, boys.
So, they are, innit?
Yeah, Matchroom need to step up.
Matchroom need to step up for real, you know. PBC is proper.
Yeah, PBC
making fights fast, quick.
They've got a lot of quantity.
Who?
Matchroom.
Yeah, but it's about. I think a lot of the fighters they're messing around, but AJ, you know, Dillian Whyte, that's a good step in the right direction. AJ Wilder's a good step in the right direction.
Yeah, that's a good fight. I mean, that's 2 good fights.
Yeah.
Which I think, AJ's got to win that fight, you know. Listen.
Against Dillian.
He's going to win that fight.
you would say that.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to be an hypocrite. Listen, you know, I'm Team AJ. You know what I mean? I don't hide it. It is what it is. But I'm speaking facts, and I know people thinking, you got to say that. But the reason why I say it's going to be Dillian is that I feel that AJ has become a better fighter, wiser, or his boxing IQ has gone a bit up. He's up the level a little bit.
So they're both opponents is the same person. The last opponent's both the same person.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you see whose performance did you think was better?
Okay, that's a good question. With Dillian, Style makes fights, you know. Everyone fights different. Dillian's more of like, you know, let's get it on. You know what I mean? You hit me, I hit you, boom, boom, and this whatever. It was a close fight within and Jermaine Franklin. Is this name Jermaine Franklin?
Yeah, Jermaine. Yeah.
It was a close fight. You know what I mean? It's not as if that Dillian Whyte didn't dominate the whole fight. It was a good fight. I mean, Dillian Whyte was very confident in that fight, and he was coming and he was trading, but it was a close fight.
It was somewhat controversial in some people's eyes.
I personally think Dillian just done a little bit more to win the fight.
That's what I thought.
You have to understand, when you come to someone's backyard, you got to do extra. You can't be close.
Can't try and nick it.
They got to give it to the person that from London. If you're going to fight someone in London, do you know what I'm saying? So, I just think Dillian's done it just a little bit more, but it was a close fight.
Okay.
It wasn't a thing. I can't say that Jermaine won that fight, but it was a close fight. With him and AJ won every single round. Yeah, people can argue and say that, you know, he was a bit gun shy, he wasn't doing much, but he won every single round. I mean, I looked to the scorecards and I didn't have a round for my man. So I'm not lying. I'm not exaggerating.
You're keeping it a buck.
I don't know what round did he win though. Like, he didn't really. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
leave it in the comment section, guys.
Like,
which round did Jermaine Franklin did you give him versus AJ? Let us know in the comment section.
AJ won all the rounds. Okay, maybe if I'm being nice, maybe 2 rounds. I'm giving 2 rounds.
I said this to my brethren as well, but I said it's because you wanted to see AJ go and do what AJ usually does. But with the explosive knockout, you know, putting combinations together right there. But some man, you realize they're not going to go. You got to just sometimes just take them on points. Jab, 1-2s, keep it moving.
Hook him slowly, innit?
You know what I'm saying? And that's what he done. And Franklin, he was game, but he didn't win no rounds.
Yeah.
But and that being said,
I know where you're going with this. And I know a lot of people have spoken to me about this, saying that, you know, even even Tunde, he was at that fight as well. Yeah. And you know, they was expecting more from AJ and things like that. And but
no, I wasn't going to say that because, like I said, Franklin is not even a guy he's not even a guy where you can do something because he's more skilled than what people give him credit for.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that.
He's way more skilled than people give. He's a serious boxer, but I just hope AJ don't come in with that mentality against Dillian.
No.
I don't think so.
You know what it is? Jermaine is actually, just like you said, I'm glad you said it. Jermaine is actually a good fighter. He could actually box. There's a lot of people that, it's just, you know, when you're not known, you, like, for an example, AJ's a superstar. Jermaine's not really known. So people are expecting him just to take him out. But no, Jermaine's quite skillful. He's quite fast. Yep. And he can box. Yeah. It's not, he can box. You can't just take him out. It's not everyone you're going to take out.
Do you know a prime example? It was last night on the Boxer Show. Everyone expected Zach Chelly to deal with that little last minute man, Mark Jeffers. And I remember I even spoke to Zach Chelly at York Hall on the Fraser Clark show. And he was like, oh yeah, he said, who was the original opponent? It was Mark Heffron. And he goes, oh, he's pulled out. So I've got some guy called Mark Jeffers. I was like, who is he? He goes, I don't even know. So no one knows him. Everyone's expecting actually to blast him out. What happens? Mark Jeffers beats him on points. Like wide. 98, 92. I'm like, wow.
And them who chomping at the beat for their
so just because you don't know them don't mean they can't fight. They just never got a shot.
There you go. There's people in the boxing gym that we don't know right now that, you know, I've seen certain people, I've seen heavyweights spar, like known heavyweights sparring these guys that no one knows that have given them problems. So, you know, I think there's a fight, anything can happen in a fight. Fight is not staged. So, I mean, some fights are staged, but some fights are not staged. Oh my God. But this, obviously, he came to fight. Jermaine came to fight. Now, with Dillian and AJ, the reason why I say AJ's got to win, now, it might not be explosive. It might just be him on points. I just think that, you know, AJ, boxing IQ's gone up, just like I said earlier on. I think Dillian's gone better. They're both grown. They're both experienced now. When they fought the first time, it was a bit, mad.
8 years ago.
8 years ago, where they were just punching each other, and you know what I mean. But I think that now they've learned boxing, they're a bit experienced. But I just think that AJ's faster and sharper because speed kills. And I don't think that watching that the Dillian and Tyson Fury, it shows if you just keep him out of bay and things like that, there's nothing. Dillian can't do much. He hasn't got fast feet. So it all depends on the mindset. It depends on what AJ's going to do. He might want to say, I'm just going to go there and fight him. Or you might just say, I'm just going to go and box him. I'm not even going to look for him. I'm just going to outbox him and look for the uppercut and take him out. Because clearly the uppercut is the one, isn't it?
Yeah, and AJ loves an uppercut.
Yeah, exactly. So
Dillian must know by now he's susceptible to uppercuts, right?
Yeah, he's baffled a few too many times.
Yeah.
He's a tough. Dillian's really tough. He can fight, but I just think that he's limited to a certain thing. I mean, he hasn't got fast feet, and when I watched him in Tyson Fury, the problem was speed. He just lacked speed and certain things. He wasn't able to get to Fury.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, AJ's as fast as Fury. I wouldn't say that Fury's faster than AJ. It's probably the same. And I just think that AJ hits harder and got a harder jab. And I think when he gets to an uppercut, but I think at the same time, Dillian's got to work hard for this fight because they don't like each other. So this is like personal. So Dillian's got to really give it his all for this fight. Yeah.
And them war spars, bumps in the face, so you can see it.
And Dillian, he's going to look for that left hook because, as we both said, as you kind of allude, that he's susceptible to the uppercut, and that's one of AJ's best shots. Dillian's best shot is the left hook. We know that Andy Ruiz landed the left hook on Anthony Joshua, even though it was a double roll hook. That was the one that got AJ going. So we know he's vulnerable to left hooks, but as you said, he seems to be more of an astute boxer now. And I enjoyed his last performance. Everyone wants you to go crash bang wallop, but you got to remember, this guy's not 25 no more.
Yeah,
this brother's 33. You ain't that same explosive guy.
You can't do the same.
You can't do the same. Lennox Lewis had to adapt. Exactly. Remember before when he was younger, when he had the little rat tail and the high top, he was just going in boom, 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 boom,
yeah, he was going
beasting, man.
Beasting, man.
When he got into his 30s, he's more methodical.
Yeah, you got to be a bit economical with your punches.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the thing is, it's like I said, you are boxing. You're boxing, and I appreciate that performance. I think that the positive thing I take out of that fight is that he was able to do 12 rounds. He wasn't gassed. Remember, he done 12 rounds with Usyk the first fight, and he done 12 rounds again with Usyk in the second fight. Yeah, so he's fit now. We know that because before we used to talk about his gas engine. He was gassed out by 6th round, and people used to criticize him, saying,
I've been fearing that gassing out though, man. I don't think it's his fitness, man.
What do you think?
I think it's his diet, man.
Think so?
Yeah, I see him eating.
We think start pounding jam in that, yeah.
No, not even that. I see him eating like a middleweight, but you got guys like Fury. I don't really see Fury gassing out. They got a bit of fat on them. They got sources of energy to go to.
Carbohydrates.
You know what I'm saying? AJ, you're a big fella, and it's just like pure muscle. I feel like you need to fuel a bit more. That's what I personally.
That's debatable.
I feel like that's what it is. Like, obviously Wilder, he's more like that. He's got that more skinnier, wiry, so he can carry himself about. But I feel like when AJ gets tired, he sees they're going to the muscles for the oxygen.
Yeah, because obviously, the more muscle you have, it takes a lot of oxygen off you. That's just,
But I feel like if he eats a bit more like carbs, I see him. I don't know. Like, obviously, I'm just going by what he shows us on the net, innit? But
Fury's just a natural heavyweight.
He's just a big lump, innit?
He's just naturally big. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's just the way he's always been. He's always been
there's
a
only
heavyweight.
a certain amount of heavyweights who've got that mad lean physique like AJ. There's probably not even a lot that 18 stone and ripped.
No, I can't think of one. I can't think of a heavyweight who looks like AJ.
No, there's
all of them. You see them a bit of the roll at the side, a bit of roll, a bit of fat. But I just think he needs to just.
I don't personally think it's because you had a lot of. I mean, Tyson was ripped. Evander Holyfield was quite ripped.
But these men are like 15 15 stones. He's like a big.
But
their body fat ratio. If Evander Holyfield's body fat level was low.
If you look at like Tyson, for his height was heavy. Do you understand?
Okay, fair, yeah.
Do you understand? So AJ with his height, he's not that heavy. Although he's 18 stone for 6'6", that's standard. It's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's reasonable.
It's reasonable because of his height. If he was like 18 stone and 5'11" now, that would be a different story.
Sure, yeah.
But he's 6'6", so it kind of goes with his weight. I don't know if it's his diet. I don't think it's his diet. I just think he's learning, isn't it? You know, boxing's a learning curve. Do you know what I mean? And he's learning every day. So in boxing, you have to know when to, you know, kind of cruise with the rounds. So you know, okay, cool, like, all right, round 5, getting a bit tired. Let me, you know, cool off a little bit. Not to say don't do nothing, but you have to know what to do and
how to manage
and tie up, and which he's doing. Do you know what I mean? He's able to tie up and things like that. Things he wasn't doing that before. So he understands that. Okay, cool. You know, boom, boom. Okay, let me just tie up. You know, get my bearings back and then box again. So it's all he's just learning. So I think he's learning more as he's fighting. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I'd say the reason why part of his gassing out is also you got to remember AJ. What we love about him so much, which people's criticizing for, is that he has a big output for a heavyweight, which most heavyweights ain't putting the output. So when he's coming out, so that's gonna take energy out of you anyway, no matter what weight you are.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a heavyweight. You're putting it out, but it's going to take you more time to recover, especially with the muscles, the lactic acid. So that's not going to help either.
Yeah.
But he has a big output before in general. So that's always going to... You can't do that for 12 rounds. That's unrealistic unless you're on that Jarrell Miller diet.
That diet will get you in trouble, yo.
So
that'll get you banned, that diet.
Exactly. So yeah, if we see AJ start putting them combinations together for 12... Man, and he looks like that. Everyone's gonna say,
yeah, it's not easy.
That's the first thing everyone's gonna say.
Because Miller, I said it from Tyson, man's 300 pounds, maybe like this.
320, you know.
Man's light on the feet.
Is that Fury?
No, Jarrell, big baby.
Oh yeah, he was on some madness. It's not normal.
Man's skipping across the ring.
Yeah,
with the shoulder rolls.
With a thousand punches or something. He broke the CompuBox record or something.
Yeah, it's not normal.
At 320, come on, that's not realistic. So if you see AJ doing that, everyone's gonna say, with all them muscles in you moving like that, you've got to be
on something.
VADA. We need UCAD. We need egg testing. We need everything.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so it's gonna be.
But he's fit. He's 12 round fit. I don't think he's gonna gas out, and I just think that I'm not gonna go on and say he's gonna knock out Dillian Whyte. I'll just say he's gonna win the fight, and you know. I wanted to do it in a spectacular way if you can, but you could just outbox him if you just beat him on points or whatever.
So is the rematch close both ways or just?
No, it's out. Huh? There's no rematch.
Oh no! What?
There's no rematch. It's taken out. So it's winner.
So what did I say today? I thought that's what.
No, the winner. That's what Eddie calls it. Winner stays on. So the winner, basically, well, they're hoping the main thing is in theory, this Dillian's meant to be a warm up for AJ, and then AJ fights Wilder in December. But if Dillian Whyte manages to upset the apple cart, then he's gonna get the Wilder fight. That's why Whyte said he don't want no rematch clause, because then he's stuck to go and have to do some rematch in December. So it holds him up. He's saying, if I win, I want to be able to get that Saudi money. So then AJ's like, well, yeah, winner gets the Saudi then.
Which is fair enough.
Which is fair.
I read it wrong. It said, because I read it. It says Dillian signs for the rematch. So I just read it wrong.
Oh yeah, the rematch, yeah.
Which is fair on his side, because you know, suppose he does beat AJ, then he has to fight AJ again. That's long.
Yeah. One thing, AJ is fair, and he's for the brothers, regardless if you're not seeing eye to eye.
No. AJ's a real man.
He's a reasonable guy, and he doesn't. You have to understand, like I always say about his career, and people will criticize him, and everyone's got a right to criticize him, man. But you got to give him respect. He's fought all his mandatory. He's never ducked anybody. If you go back in history in boxing, people that I could just look at here, person that is behind me here, how many times did he duck Lennox Lewis? A lot of time. He gave Lennox Lewis 4 million.
Step aside.
I think I don't know what happened. I think at least twice. Holyfield, he gave up the WBC. And then Lennox Lewis had to fight Oliver McCall for it.
The Riddickbowe.
He dashed it in the bin. He didn't want to fight Lennox. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
But everyone talks about the good old days.
That's what I'm saying. These are people that we look up to, like saying that these are role models and people. They ducked Lennox Lewis. He threw in the bin. He said he don't want to fight Lennox Lewis.
On telly.
On telly, like WBC. This is the WBC. You're giving up the WBC. And this is what I'm saying. So he didn't. A lot of people didn't want to fight Lennox. Do you understand? So, but at least with AJ, he fought all his mandatories.
That's real.
He never ducked no one.
Yeah.
And he fought Usyk, who really and truly shouldn't have fought Usyk, but he fought Usyk. That was his mandatory, and he fought him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And when what's his name, Jarrell popped, he could have easily took an easier.
Could have taken an easier fight.
Easier, what do you call it? Replacement opponent than Andy Ruiz.
He took Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz only lost once, and you went 12 rounds with Joseph Parker,
and that was a rockers.
And people say that he might have come out and won that fight. It's disputed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you got to give AJ a bit of ratings on that. He didn't duck no one. He fought everybody, and he lost his belt by doing that.
Yeah,
to show that, you know, back in the days they would have shifted him around. They would have shifted him around.
Yeah, handlers.
You know what I'm saying?
So how do you see the AJ Wilder fight going?
Right, that's gonna be an interesting fight. Both tall guys, 6'6", 6'7", rangy, both rangy guys. They both hit hard.
Who hits harder for you?
It depends on what you say. I mean, maybe
one hit power.
Maybe Wilder's got a harder right hand. Yeah,
yeah.
We can agree on that. But that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Left hook.
When it comes to
AJ,
AJ's got a dangerous left hook.
Wilder can't throw any combinations.
No.
Yeah.
He can't throw a combination. He looks weird.
Yeah. AJ's got a harder uppercut.
Harder uppercut. He's a better inside fighter.
But that right hand that man's packing, that Wilder, I don't know.
The only thing is that it's just that right hand. He just needs to be careful.
The way he caught Elenis with that little skin thing.
The way he caught Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil. Now that one's mad, but he's the one he caught Helenius with.
Yeah.
Yeah, we backed up.
Man.
Yeah.
But it didn't look like a connected flush at all.
I think it was like more of like it's like a counter. It was more like
there's a counter because he walked into it, so it doubles up.
Yeah.
When you double up, it's like Spilker when he walked into that. That's how he left on a stretcher.
She really walked into that.
No, the Wilder. I've always said it. He has real plantation power. That is from the southern plantations.
That's the
that
southern
power.
Plantation, yo.
Yeah, it's serious.
But I say this, like in boxing, you gotta have more than just one tool. You can't just you can't go in this mindset. I'm just gonna go for that right hand. There's got to be more to it because anything can happen in boxing. You can get injuries.
Malik, of him working with Malik Scott now, you can see he's trying to take him away from that, just trying to knock out guys.
Yeah.
Other stuff like the jab, touching, not always throwing punches so hard. Yeah, feeling people out. So he's
jab to the belly and things.
Yeah, he's doing a little different.
JB.
So in the Fury fight, the third one,
he
done all right, man.
He done all right.
Yeah,
and the thing is, he throwed more combinations. I like the jab to the belly. It looked like he actually won that first round. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's improved.
Outboxed him, he's improved. So, but my thing is that how he's gonna take AJ's power when AJ hits him. You know, is he gonna be able to handle that? You know, because AJ is a much better inside fighter than Fury.
And combination puncher.
He's got much more better combination than Fury. You know what I mean? Like Fury's all right, but when it comes to combination insides, AJ's got mad. So how is Wilder gonna handle that? And how is AJ gonna handle that right hand?
Because Klitschko hit him with that 1-2.
That 1-2, Klitschko hit him and he went down. So how is he gonna handle it? Is he gonna be able to get back up and fight again? That's another thing we've got to really.
Well, AJ has always got up. To be fair,
the right hand will land, but you can see it sometimes. Like most times, you can see it coming. Yeah, it's just that if it's just a one time, because even what's his name, and Ruiz was doing his thing both fights. Yeah. Not Ruiz, Luis Ortiz. Sorry,
Luis Ortiz. Yeah,
not Ruiz.
Yeah.
Until he just the second fight, he was moving to man.
Yeah.
Until he just got collapsed with that right hand.
That's what I'm saying. He might hit AJ with that right hand, and AJ may go down, but he might get up.
He will. Yeah, AJ
and
always
if he
gets
up. Then what else are you gonna do? What's gonna happen?
AJ always gets up.
He will get up. You know what I mean? Not to say that he can't go down, but he'll get up. But then what else can you do? you can injure that right hand as well. So if he injures that right hand, what else can he do? Wilder.
But he's got this ring still in his hand, hasn't he?
What, the metal plate thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, a few fighters have that because he's got he's damaged because he hits too hard for his like skinny wrists, innit?
Yeah, so to get damage.
He can damage. He can damage his hands and his wrist. But yeah, talking about Anthony Joshua, there's more things he's got going on. So talk to us about the celebration of, like, he's got this these events that him and his mother put on.
Oh yes. It's basically, it's called One Life, and basically it's like in Watford. It's for a good cause, like obviously for like the homeless people and to help out people in the Watford community. So they do it, and also helps other people in other countries. So it's like a sort of charity thing. So she does it at least twice or 3 times a year. There was one in November, last year, November, which obviously he was there and things like that. And there was one, what was the last one? Was it May? And I invited you to that
I think there was
one.
one recently in May.
May, yeah.
I invited you, you know, you can come. But I think it came.
Craig Richards.
You got a nice welcoming, innit?
Yes, I saw that.
You like that one, innit?
He felt welcome home.
Welcome home, like, come back, come You're home back. Welcome to Africa, like, you know what I mean?
You might get him down 805 now.
Yeah. He messaged me like, "Oh, I had jollof rice."
Yeah, man. It's better than rice and peas. I keep telling him that.
I was like, yeah, man. You know, I told him like, yeah, Auntie, man, we need our invite, Nutri-Corner.
No, we've been invited. I couldn't make it.
Yeah, I
last
invited
time.
him. He was meant to come.
Yeah.
I invite me, man.
Charlene and my auntie Claire, they was there the first one.
Yeah.
I saw them there, so that was it. So it was good.
Yeah, it was a good event. Obviously, there's like there was comedy, there was music,
live band,
the live band, and obviously it's nice, you know. It's more of a family thing, so you're gonna get a lot of uncles. Even my parents were there, you know what I mean. So I used to know that it was good. So she's having it so I think the next one's gonna be November, because we want to kind of get him to beat Dillian Whyte first, get that out of the way, then celebrate properly.
I like that.
You know what I mean? So we want to focus on that, really.
So I need to get my tux ready, yeah?
Yeah. You got to be suited and booted out here, man. I'll be the security, so I'll just turn you down if you're not suited and booted.
I was gonna come native.
You see the size there?
Where's your shoes, bro? Training, sorry, bro.
Can I wear my Clarks?
I just said listen to the shopping centre up the road. You know what I mean? There's a next up the road, so you can always, you know what I'm saying?
No, I love that.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah, no, so that's good that you explained that to. So, where can they find the information about? Is there like a website?
It's on Instagram. Just put One Life.
Yeah.
Instagram, and then you'll see, and then there's a link there for upcoming events, and you can book the tickets. Yeah, it's quite basic.
Yeah, man. So big up AJ and big up Mama Joshua as well.
Auntie Atunde, hello.
Auntie Atunde, yes. yes. So in other news, I see Conor Ben. He's now got some new scientists. They're now going back to the eggs. They're saying that there's some contaminated eggs. When he said before,
what WBC initially said, and he went against.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's now saying that his scientists have said it is contaminated eggs, and they could present that, I believe, to the board or something. So yeah, what's your thoughts on that? Because the egg thing got initially mentioned back in November last year.
Well, my thoughts on that is WBC is the one that brought out the story about the eggs, right?
Yeah.
So you should have just ran with that.
Yeah, I got backdated.
Yeah. So, I don't know, like...
I don't know if it's not eggs or is eggs, but we've been told it is
eggs.
Told
it is.
So we run with what we've been told. You know what I mean?
You know, it's
people can roar, they can do this, they can do that, but what's that gonna do?
Yeah.
I always say, you know what, just keep it organic, like, just because sometimes, we don't know, it could be a supplement, something that is, we don't know certain things, and
yeah, that's what a lot of these fighters, I tell them.
Yeah.
Because, they're just buying protein shakes off their brethren that's to start the new protein shake company.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that.
No, shall I tell you what it is? You've been around fighters in the gyms, yeah. What I think's happened to him, you see when you're with like these, what's they called? strength and conditioning coaches,
Yeah.
dietitians. So when they're in a camp with you for 2 camps, you trust everything they say. So 1 minute they just do it S&C, next minute they're giving you this supplement, this little packet. Yeah, try this. It's got electrolytes and all this, and this will give you this, and it will give you recovery.
It's fuel up.
No, but say you're mash up. Yeah, you've just done like 10 round squat. You've done them triangles and these mad sprints. You're dead. So when man's gone, just have this up. This is what you back.
You don't even think about it.
You don't even. Who's turning the pack round and reading Xenia, Batamites and Benelites, and then doing the metrics and seeing if that's on the British Boxing Board ban list. No one. Man's just trying to recover. You'll take anything. So you're going to believe them because you've done a couple of camps with this guy and you've been all right with tests. So anything he gives you in future, you're just taking it. So I think he's been done accidentally or maliciously by somebody, maybe a bad mind, red eye man.
Yeah, probably.
Honestly,
I don't know about that.
Toilet break, you man.
Big Dougie Doug.
In the middle of the interview.
Big Dougie Doug. Yeah. So I think he's taken something accidentally, not knowing, on a recovery thing. And he's scuppered him. He's mashed him up. So
yeah, definitely. I don't think it's the eggs. I mean,
no. I don't think it's eggs because you can't get. They're not. The eggs are not from over here. They're in a different country, and he ain't importing eggs.
Yeah. I don't.
Like, there's no need.
I think it's something that they're taking that he doesn't know.
A supplement, I think he took it by accident. Yeah. But there's that rule they say, what's it? Strict liability for the boxer. Yeah. So you just say that, listen, it's my liability. I've got to check every ingredient.
That's it.
And hold your 1 year or 18 month back. And backdate it from last year, April. So you should be ready to fight soon anyway.
I don't think he done it on purpose.
Nah.
Just something happened. He probably didn't know, like you said, he didn't read the pack of what he was taking, and it happens. You know what I mean? Done on purpose. And you have to just take your L and say, listen, you know what? Next time I need to be careful, read what I'm taking, do more research, and that's it.
Or even if you're like mash up and you're not even thinking straight, you'll have someone there like your dad or an uncle or like a proper best friend who will say, hold on, before you grab it, hold on, no. Let me check that first. Because when you're knackered, you ain't really got to think straight.
Yeah.
So you need someone there to, like an agent, a PR agent, whatever, and they were like, no. Let me check that first. We ain't having that again, and then they can intervene.
Yeah. You have to be liable. At the end of the day, you're into this sport, so you got to be careful. You can't just be drinking or taking anything.
No.
And at the end of the day, you can't blame anyone but yourself really on that. I'm not trying to say he blatantly cheated or he done it on purpose. No, things happen. You know what I mean? It could be a pre-workout, It could be one of those creatine things that you take and you don't know, and then it's probably something in it. It could be little things.
Yeah, recovery thing, a post-workout, because there's loads of them things as well nowadays.
So you just got to be very careful. That's what I always say, like, keep it organic if you can, innit? Like, keep it all fresh. If it's got to be fresh juice you're making or whatever, look into what you need to give you recovery or, things like that, instead of taking these supplements. I mean, that's me. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not
an
nutritious
expert.
and an expert. I'm not going to tell people that don't take that and just eat food. I'm just saying, like,
just be careful.
You have to be careful, basically.
Yeah, man. So hopefully you get back soon, man. Ben, we'd like to see you back in action.
Yeah.
Great addition. Yeah, I love. Come on, man.
I really want the best for him.
Yeah, man. Big up every time. So lastly, we'll talk about back to heavyweights. I see Tyson Fury is now. I hear he's going to be signing to fight Francis Ngannou.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What, in the MMA match?
Boxing match. He'll never do MMA.
No, I've seen them clips when I see man get taken down.
Yeah. So he signed to fight Ngannou, and Usyk is scheduled to fight Daniel Dubois in August. But then I'm hearing that on the AJ Wilder thing, Usyk's going to be scheduled to fight Filip Hrgovic because Fury don't want to fight on that show. So that's interesting.
Show? On the Dubois show?
No, on the Saudi show.
Yeah.
The Wilder AJ.
Oh, you don't want to double edit?
Fury don't want to sign up. So Usyk's now been scheduled to fight Hrgovic on it.
So they're not really looking past Daniel Dubois.
Well, everyone's got 2 fights lined up, innit? If Wilder's got Andy Ruiz lined up, AJ's got Whyte lined up, and Usyk's got Dubois lined up.
That might work in Dubois' favour, man.
Well, it could work in Whyte's favour, work in Andy Ruiz's favour, but I think, Yeah, I see it's in Poland. I might try and get out to that fight because that's cheap flights, cheap accommodation.
Where's that?
Saudi.
Arabia.
No. Usyk versus Dubois
Oh, where is it?
in Poland.
Oh, Poland. Okay.
Yeah, so I might try and go to that one.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
We're all camped up by Poland in a joke.
Yeah, I'll have a little Kalashnikov. I got ready to do what's some of them firearms licenses out there on the CP course.
We might have to do that. Trust me.
Like Jordan.
Yeah. Jordan. Big up my friend Jordan.
Yeah, come on, big up Jordan. You know what I mean?
Licensed gunman.
Yeah, the most on it security ever. But yeah, love him. But yeah, so what's your thoughts about these interim fights like Dubois, Usyk, and Fury and Ngannou? Yeah,
That's a money. The Fury and Ngannou is definitely that's a money grab.
yeah,
That's definitely for business. I mean, Ngannou, he's a tough guy, but I don't see him doing anything against Fury in the ring.
no, he's not skilled.
He's not skilled. He hasn't got the boxing IQ, and I think
Like, his first what is it? First art of combat, or what did they call it? How did they say? Am I saying it right? Was boxing.
Yeah.
Was
I
it?
mean, that's the
Yeah,
basic
yeah,
for majority people.
Yeah.
That boxing is always the foundation of any combat sport. But I just don't feel that he's gonna do anything against Fury in the ring. You know, it's just gonna be for money. It's gonna be a good fight, but I just think Fury will probably get rid of him
Yeah,
in 5 rounds or something.
wow.
And then
It's not really. I'm not really happy about that fight. If I'll be honest.
Yeah,
It's
you're
not-
No, am I?
It's
I'm
a
not
waste of
really.
time.
Yeah,
It's
it's
You
you
got-
fight a proper boxer.
Yeah.
Fight
Usyk.
at the same time. You get me? So yeah, fight Usyk. Like you know what I mean? Don't want to fight. I mean, to me, he doesn't want to fight Usyk. It clearly shows they don't want to fight
I've
Usyk.
heard from a lot of guys, not a lot of guys, I'm saying a lot of guys, but I've heard from a few boxers. He said that to them. That I'm not going to say any names, but he said Usyk's all wrong for him.
Of course, Usyk's wrong for him. Usyk is all wrong for him. And the reason he didn't fight Usyk is because he wasn't ready to fight Usyk. He didn't train. He wasn't ready to fight Usyk. That's why he played all these games, because he knows deep down
Yeah, dude,
he wasn't ready for Usyk.
Yeah,
Even his trainer, even
Sugar Hill.
snitched on him, but accidentally.
He threw him under the bus.
Yeah, because I haven't been training him. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he hasn't been training for Usyk.
All he was doing is doing like little 20 second videos on an exercise bike.
Yeah.
Acting like he's
Yeah.
you my captain. It's like, you ain't training, brother. Like,
He's not
loud.
ready for Usyk. Usyk is all wrong for him. All wrong for him.
Now I think he knows that himself.
He knows. And remember, Usyk had a bit more respect for AJ because AJ hits hard. So when he fought AJ, I think the second fight, AJ had him hurt in the 8th or was it 9th round, and he was hurt. He went back in the corner, started praying. Yeah, he was hurt. Like he was like, because AJ hits hard. He's this 18-stone guy. He was hitting him with hammers. And everything was hurting him because he was even hitting him to the elbows,
To the body.
to the body, everything AJ could see was hitting him, and he was just hurting him, and he was hurt. By the time he went to the corner, he's like, I don't know if I can do it. And he started praying. You know what I mean? If only AJ knew that.
Yeah, could have
If
been.
only AJ didn't know how much that guy was hurt. He didn't know.
Yeah.
But remember, Usyk has got fast feet, and Usyk
Has a lot of lateral movement as well. He's
a
very
lot of lateral movement. He
Like
moves.
heavyweight Lomachenko.
Yeah, he moves. I know people say that Tyson Fury's got that, but he's got more.
Nah, Fury's herky jerky. He's got that Shane Mosley herky jerky.
He's
He's not.
herky
He's not
jerky.
actually slick. It's
Yeah,
just
it's not
herky.
slick. Yeah.
So you're not sure when he's gonna actually throw it.
But Fury's got all right feet as well, though.
He's got alright feet.
No, but they've slowed down a lot now, though. His feet don't move like they used
remember,
to.
he's
Because he's with Sugar Hill, so now he's trying to do this knockout
yeah.
style.
Yeah.
But if you stick it on him, I reckon he'll be able to shift the bat.
Yeah. Remember,
At 35.
Usyk moves a lot, and he's not going to be able to just pin down Usyk on the ropes and lean on him and things like that. Usyk moves. He's in and out. Boom, boom. He's on the other side. He's on the other side. So it's all wrong for Fury, and Fury knows that.
Yeah.
He knows that. You know what I mean? He won't knock out Fury, but he'll definitely jar him in the fight. You know what I mean? He will jar him in the fight because Usyk has got, he's like, listen, he beat my boy.
So the Dubois fight?
I think he'll beat Dubois. I don't think Dubois.
He's got nothing there to.
Dubois, I respect Dubois. He's got power, but I just don't think. I just think that it's an easy fight for Usyk. I'll be honest with you. I think
pose no threat at all.
Nah. The only thing is that obviously everything, heavyweight, you're just one punch away. Really, one punch can change everything. But I don't see any a threat.
If you was Dubois' handlers, would you take that fight for him, or would you head him into? Because what I see, I think if he loses this, they're gonna he'll fight the winner of Zhang or it could even be the loser of Zhang Joyce.
Yeah,
Joyce too. Yeah.
At the end of the day, he's young and this is his opportunity. He wants to take it now while he's fresh and young. The other one's a bit older, so he feels he's got age on his side because he's younger. And Usyk is getting older. So he's thinking this is the time to take the fight. But I just don't feel that he could have any. I don't know. I don't know. It's just my opinion. I don't think he poses a threat to Usyk. I think Usyk is gonna be able to box him comfortably. I feel that's me.
Yeah.
I feel that Usyk's a boxer.
Yeah. Yeah, interest. And I've always said, I think back to the Usyk Fury thing. The thing with Usyk, why I believe he will beat Fury, is Fury. I've checked the record and I've watched all his fights, and historically he always struggles against guys who are 6'3". Steve Cunningham, 6'3", dropped him. Big fat John McDermott, 6'3". Even his dad said his son lost the fight. What's the other guy's name? Nevin Pajic, 6'3", dropped for Fury as well. So, David Hay was 6'3", and there was a reason why Fury didn't really want to go through that fight. So I think
that fight happened though.
Yeah, so I think there's that kind of height dimensions is always an issue for Fury, I believe.
And when he fought Otto Wallin, he was also a southpaw, bust his eye, and it was a tough fight.
Yeah,
and Otto Wallin is no way as good as Usyk.
Nah,
you know what I mean? It's not even in terms of speed. You can't compare. Usyk's much faster and got better combinations, but then you got Otto Wallin that was able to get to Fury and give him problems. So he knows, and this is what I'm saying. Like, heavyweights these days, I don't know what's happening. I don't know they want to fight each other, but it's very frustrating for us.
So it's not like back in the day.
Yeah, back in the days, this is what I liked. If you look back in the 70s, the heavyweight, they all fought each other.
Yeah. That was the golden era.
There was no back in
60s and 70s.
Yeah, the 60s. Ali fought everyone. Foreman fought everyone. Fraser, everyone. They all fought each other. There was no. Foreman. Yeah, everyone fought each other. They were like, okay, if you think you're bad, you think you're the best. Okay, let's just see. Everyone fought
Floyd
each other.
Patterson.
Floyd Patterson, but like these days, even the 90s wasn't too bad. In the 90s, although people did
do some funny
Lennox
things.
Lewis, but people fought in the 90s. You know what I mean? There was always fights. Bert Cooper versus Mercer.
Yeah.
You know them fights there. You know what I'm saying?
Tommy Morrison.
Yeah, Tommy Morrison fighting. Who did Tom Morrison fought quite a few. Razor Ruddock.
Yeah.
You know them fights there. Like, you get me them proper, like, we don't get that no more, like.
Yeah.
Where people don't want to fight. It's
Yeah,
all about
Herbie Hyde versus Michael Bent. Herbie Hyde versus Klitschko.
Yeah.
There was lots of fights.
There's loads of fights. Shannon Briggs versus Francois Boffa. Yeah. So people are fighting them days, you know what I'm saying? But now it's like, it's all like money and, and I don't know. It's just a bit frustrating sometimes. That what Tyson Fury done was, to me, I respect him as a boxer. He's actually can box and he can fight. He's got heart, but he backed out that Usyk fight. There's no doubt about it. He didn't want it.
There's no two ways of looking at it.
There's no two ways about it. He didn't want to fight.
Yeah.
He knew he couldn't fight. Just like when he backed out of Klitschko the second fight.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he didn't go through mental health, but I personally think he just thought that, I don't think I can beat Klitschko the second time. That's what I personally think.
Yeah. So last, we'll do a quick heavyweight predictions for our mini version of penultimate round together. So AJ versus Dillian Whyte. Who you got?
You know who I got.
Oh yeah, AJ. I'm going AJ.
I'm going AJ.
AJ versus Wilder.
I got AJ.
I've got Wilder.
Ooh.
I got AJ.
So for Usyk versus Dubois.
Usyk all the way.
Usyk.
I'm going Dubois.
And Usyk versus Hrgovic.
Usyk.
Usyk.
Usyk. It should be Zhang fighting.
They got the win. I know it's as corrupt as it is. I know it's terrible.
Shouldn't he be in the position he's in?
Wilder versus Andy Ruiz.
Wilder.
Wilder.
Knockout.
Nah. I'll say Wilder points.
Okay, I don't know what I've been saying. Wilder. I'm just
Wilder
saying
knock
Wilder.
him out. Trust me. He's easy to get. He's
He's
hittable.
definitely easy to hit, but he's got a chin.
I don't even want to ask this question, but we might as well go. Fury versus Ngannou. Stupidness. Yeah, Fury. Whatever.
Skip,
I don't even know why that was a stupid question. My bad, guys. Don't assassinate me. But and Zhang Joyce 2. Redemption or repeat?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see Joyce doing anything.
It's true because it is Sam Jones that keeps getting me out. I wasn't even there.
I think Zhang is gonna get. He's gonna win.
Yeah?
Zhang. I don't
You got a big bag, Zhang.
He's just wrong for Joyce altogether. Just
He's wrong.
styles makes fights.
It's that southpaw, and it's like you don't see the punch coming.
He just don't see it, and it's just too slow, and I don't.
Nah, I think Joyce has
I'm
got.
gonna go with Jollof Joe. Man.
No, I'm going with Jollof Joe. I'm going with Jollof Joe. Yeah, is that true? Jollof Joe.
I'm going with Jollof Joe. Still.
That was the name given to him by the Master Genius. So big up. But yeah, I'm going with Jollof Joe. I think what he's going to do, he's going to put on size because remember he trimmed down for that. I think he needs to put on the weight because Zhang was way heavier than him, so
way too big.
He needs to put on the size and just go and steam him. And I think he'll win. I'm going with Joe Joyce.
Nah, because Joyce, he's a madman. Because it's like when you lick him, it's like
you don't even know it.
Bro, when I was
he's like T1000.
I was watching a Parker fight when I knew this guy's a madman. When Parker lined up and went bam, mate, I said, I even jumped up my.
Parker landed proper. He landed in the temple there. You see when you get hit here. Trust me, most people will go down.
He lined up some mad rights. Even I jumped and I don't usually. I was like, I see man blink. I said, what? But
even when Dubois licked him, he just didn't even fit. He's like, I would never fight a brother like that in the street. Yeah,
it's
like, just long.
What can you do to this guy?
Yeah, I'm running.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I'll talk my way out of it.
Yeah.
Something.
But then he got hurt by Zhang.
Yeah, but that was a big power point. But he recovered quick.
I mean, he didn't get knocked out. But he got hurt once, and we'll see. I just think Zhang's. I think now Zhang because he won that fight. It wasn't a difficult fight for Zhang. For Joyce, it wasn't a hard fight.
It was too
it made it look too easy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see anyway.
Yeah. So that's it, guys. That's another episode of the Neutral Corner. It's Danny Glover, sponsored by Treasure Boxing Club. It's Big Lex. It's Eddie. And remember, guys, persistence beats resistance. You know where it is.